welcome back to my channel. This is Marty DK, and today I want to show you my new guide here. This build is absolutely insane, you guys, and I'm level 60 at the moment, and using Bleeding Edge, Anomaly, Plague Burst, Flight of Gavenier, and Consuming Embers. This is like a fiery build. When I use my Plague Burst, I get surrounded with fire, so when mobs explode, they deal a ton of fire damage and leave these clouds as well. And I can use Anomaly to gather up enemies, and then use Bleeding Edge right on top of them. It is really effective and doing a ton of damage here with Flight of Gavenier as well. So let's just take a look at the gameplay here. So I can show you this build. So as you can see, we are able to do quite a lot of damage with these abilities. So you want to keep up Plague Burst at all times. I'm not in my normal settings, so this is why my microphone is not as good as the moment, and I'm sorry for that, but I really wanted to show you guys this build. I'm having a fun of time with Wolcen at the moment, and it's just so freaking fun to explore and check out all these new skills and everything that's been going on here with Wolcen. Right now I just really wanted to... This is able to do a lot of damage, guys, so as you can see I'm like level 60 and this is a level 64 dungeon. Just smashing everything. Right, so... but let's... as you can see that it works, right, so... Sorry about that. This is one of the a little bit tougher ones. It's just taking a little more time to get them down, but as you can see, we're able to do damage that it takes. So I'm just gonna let myself die right quickly so we can go back to town, and I want to show you guys the passive skill tree and my gear as well. So we're just gonna head back here. So first up, let's take a look at the skills here. As you can see, I'm using a Bleeding Edge with increased damage, increased projectile speed. X continues to spin after being thrown, so that it stays on the one position, because I want to place it on top of the anomaly, right? Critical hit damage, critical damage chance as well. Here with the anomaly, we want to get the skills Vortex Force in most enemies multiple times. So you can place it down and it just keeps pulling enemies in for a while, and they take extra damage every time they're pulled in. Critical hit damage, and I can see that I've not spent my last point. Maybe it's because of my crit chance, because I'm stacking up ferocity as well. So yes, Plague Burst. The most important one is this one. Converts toxic damage into fire damage. So it makes fire damage and makes them explode, all the mobs. Increased area effect. Increased critical chance. Leaves a poisonous cloud on an enemy when an enemy of friendly zone dies inside the circle. This is amazing. It's doing a ton of damage. Increased explosion damage as well, and increased critical damage. Flight of Gavenier. increase weapon damage, commit physical to fire damage again, launch 2 hammers instead of 1, critical damage and ailment damage. I just want to see here, I want the force shield when it returns to me, then I get some force shield back. Consumer numbers, increase cast speed, increase the area of effects, increases critical chance, adds an extra projectile, adds an extra projectile as well. So we got 3 projectiles, increased damage, and I need to pick this critical hit as well. It's because I just got to level 60, right? So now let's take a look here at the aspect. I'm using aspect of the apocalypse, and this special warp is just doing a ton of damage. You see every 17k, and you can also stack up with the teleport here and do some damage with this. So, and this you have to stack up as well. The launcher projectile can do up to 100k damage. So. Now let's take a look at the gate of. Oh wait a minute. Let's take a look here actually. You see here my stats: 700 ferocity, 300 toughness, 90, and we got almost 500% increased damage, around 4k average damage here. Taking a look at the gear right now. I'm using Enemy's Denial. I was lucky to find this on a merchant inside the dungeon and buy it from this guy, and it got so much damage because I think it's scaled up to like level 90 or something. I'm not sure if this is a mistake or not, but the required level for using this item is level 40, so it is granting a ton of damage. And using a catalyst here to be able to use spells, it grants damage to spells, critical hit, and burn ailment damage. And I'm trying to stack up fire damage, as you can see here, and life leech as well, from fire damage and physical damage, to be able to maintain my health. And really I'm looking for percentage to damage, ferocity on all items, ton of ferocity, critical hit chance, critical damage, and damage, you know, ailment. I mean rend damage or anything that you can add to attacks and spells, because when you add spell damage to attacks, you buff up Flight of Gavenier, for example, or Bleeding Edge. And if when you add like this one, fire damage and frost damage to spells, it will go on top of this one. As you can see, the skill tag here is spell and projectile, so everything that you can add to spell damage or projectile damage will buff up consumer numbers, for example, right? So now I'm using Sage Ring here that grants a lot of points to all attributes and percentage of damage and movement speed, which is nice. So I'm simply just changing out a lot of gear at the moment while I level up to level 90, and whatever gives me the most damage I will switch it out for that. So you can see it's a good idea to put in gems that will give you fire damage, because a lot of my skills in this build is focused on fire. I want to do as much fire damage as possible. So take a look here at the Gate of Fates. Now there's a whole lot of stuff to go over, but let me start with the major nodes here. This one will let you deal a free explosion at times when your willpower is below 30%, and these explosions will do damage, right? So it's like free damage coming in at times when you're low on willpower. And it synergizes well with Plague Burst as well. Now, lightning, fire, and frost skills are able to do a free cast. So we're doing primarily fire damage, right? So We get a free meteor at times with this point, and it's really great. Grabbing up 15% fire damage right down here. And going for the Accord here, it is really powerful. It grants extra damage, and mainly we are going to get the 20% extra damage from Ebenezer's Accord. You can see here when I'm using Plague Burst, that it will come up here, Ebenezer's Accord, and you will do extra damage. 8, 8, 19 average damage right now. You can see if I go down again when this wears up, is like 2k average damage on top of Flight of Gavenier. So it's really awesome. Now, picking up extra ailment damage here and the Immortal Offering, that will give us stacks for every type of ailment that we place on the targets. And all this is just crit and extra damage, and I'm working my way down here to pick up the Merciless Lethality to get the 100% critical hit damage. Once I get this, I think it will do a lot of extra damage because I've stacked up Ferocity really well. We also went with residual energy up here. That gives us 30% extra damage from every spell cast done. So every time I use Consuming Embers, my fireballs for example, I will get 30% extra damage on all my other attacks. And which is nice. So I can use my fireballs and I can go and use my rage spenders, and they will do 30% extra damage. Picking up spell damage here, but you can see all this, and you can just copy it if you want to. Now, the most important one as well for the projectiles here is the that we are able to pierce every target that are standing within each other of 6 meters radius. So all the fireballs, we throw 3 fireballs each time. They will just pass through enemies and have this like rolling effect through everything and damage multiple times, right? Because they also explode. So it is really good. Now, also we got Manic Slaughter here, 2% extra damage per 100 unspent rage points. So the more rage that we have, the more damage we will do. It's also nice when you're full on rage and you use Flight of Gavenier for example, it will do a ton of damage, and I've seen 45k crits already, and yeah, it is quite nice, guys. So, well, I hope that you guys could use this guide as a way to get started and also build towards a cool hybrid build. I really love this build, and it's been very fun so far, and I'm gonna keep upgrading it. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.